Sure. So a little bit of history for folks that maybe aren't familiar with this. The state has been cutting mental health funding for several decades now, actually. And the county is facing a shortfall in terms of that, as well as with some of their public safety services in the regions within the county. I think that we do have a role in communicating with other governments larger. It's called regionalism, and regionalism is something that I think is going to be very key. We're seeing some failings, quite frankly, at the federal level and at the state level of government. And so I think having local municipalities communicating with each other in an official capacity such as that is very important. It should be noted that that resolution was non-binding. That was just a communication of what the city would do should that millage be put on the ballot. And it was a way of being transparent to the county as to what the city would do, and also being transparent to voters and taxpayers so that they would be able to provide feedback ahead of time to shape moving forward how that would go. There's a lot that I think we can do in terms of regionalism, and that's one example of, I think, being efficient and transparent in terms of communication and building up relationships with surrounding municipalities.
Thank you, Mr. Magiera. Mr. Eaton, the same questions to you. Does the Ann Arbor City Council have a responsibility to develop relationships with other public governing bodies such as the county, university, library, and schools? In what ways does that currently happen? And do you think there are better ways to develop those relationships?
We actually do have relationships with these other bodies. Our staff works closely with the university. I am on the School Transportation and Safety Committee, which is comprised of staff from both the schools and city staff, as well as high-ranking members of those staffs. It's essential that we create areas where those efforts to cooperate save everybody money. And I wholeheartedly support that. It's a matter where we have to be careful about how we approach regionalism, because state law actually sets up methods for forming regional authorities and regional taxing districts. And so that's often the best way to approach a regional problem. For instance, our regional transportation system, ATA. But everywhere that we can cooperate, it's important that we do. So we share dispatching services. We work closely among our police departments, the sheriff, the city police department, and the University of Michigan Safety Department. So it's important that we continue that effort to cooperate and that we make best use of it.
Thank you.